Hola amigos, Dan here from Riverbound Fishing Adventures, and I am back up on one of my favourite little freshwater trout streams. Haven't been up here for about 6 months. I don't really fish it through winter that much, so it'll be interesting to see how the stream has changed. Usually there's a lot of water that flows through here. It's kind of prone to flooding, so every time I come up here each year, the river's changed, the structures changed, the pools have changed. The pools have released and flowed downstream. So it'll be interesting to see how the stream has changed. As you can probably tell, it is the middle of summer because it is quite hot and the cicadas are going absolutely bloody nuts today. I've never heard them this loud before. Hopefully you can hear what I'm saying. Stunning day, 34 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. It is pretty hot, I'm not going to lie, so I'll be taking it fairly easy today and scheduling plenty of breaks and drinking lots of water. Not much more to do than just get there and get stuck in. As per usual, I'll take you through... Oh, what the hell is that? I could smell something, and that's what it was. Looks like a big dead deer. Jesus Christ. God, it stinks. Anyway, yeah, as per usual, I'll be taking you through all the gear I use, all the lures I'm using today, and I'll showing you all the techniques I use to catch fish in these small freshwater streams. And hopefully we'll be in for a good day's fishing. Hopefully the fishing isn't as dead as a deer back there. So not much more to do than just clear my nostrils because that reeked, and get down and start catching some fish. Let's do it. That was a hit. That was a hit. Beautiful little rainbow trout. Nice to get one on the board for the morning. Stunning little fish. Beautiful colours on these mountain fish. Back she goes. Hopefully there's a couple more in this stretch. It's a beautiful spot this. Beautiful spot this. Just look at the water here. You got this kind of front pocket here. You've still got this little pocket that kind of curls around the back here, with the main kind of waterway up the front there. And we've also got this bit at the back that curls around down there. So plenty of pockets to fish. And I'm just going to slowly but surely just fish this pocket, next pocket, next pocket, next pocket, and work my way up. Fish on that. Fish on that again. Pitch it. That's a better fish. That's a better fish. It's a nice brown, it looks like. that's a better fish. That's a much nicer fish. That is a beautiful brown trout for this kind of water. Stunning fish. Plenty of condition. That's a cracker. Off he goes. Go bigger again. Catch a lot of rainbows up here, but it's nice to get the bigger browns on occasion. That was a beautiful fish. And I caught him out of the back end of this pool. I kind of cast straight to the back, so I still have the mid water and hopefully the top water of the fish as well. Hopefully I haven't spooked the pool too much, so I might be able to pick up another fish or two. Almost took my head off. Ooh, I feel like that was a hit. Got a beautiful big pool here, so much water to cast to, so I'm just gonna section it off and take my time. I'll fish this kind of back section first, kind of 3-4 meter casts, nothing too far, make sure I cover all the water, and then I'm just gonna slowly but surely make my way up. The worst thing I could do here is kind of cast straight to the top of the pool, hook a fish straight away, and bring that fish back down through the pool and potentially spook all the other fish lying in this pool. Now there might not be any fish in this pool, or there could be 5 or 6, but what I want to do is just make sure I maximise my fishing success by just sectioning it off and just punching out real short casts, 3-4 meters at a time, covering all the water, make sure I don't leave any spots behind, because you also never know where a fish will be lurking. Especially on, like there, there's a fish on. Whee! Oh, it's gone under the log there. That was a cracking little jump. A little rainbow for sure. Gotta be. Stunning colours on that fish. Beautiful, look at that. Absolutely stunning. Hit the water and bang! Straight on, straight away. There it goes. Oh, there's a big fish up there. There's a nice looking fish. I came up and had a little look at it and disappeared back down again. Yep, oh, that was a good fish. Yep, oh, that was a very nice fish. A real red hot go at it. Got him this time, got him this time. I actually don't think that's the fish that I was looking at either. It's a different fish. The other fish was a little bit bigger. It's a little rainbow. I think the other fish was a bigger brown. That's a nice rainbow though. That's definitely the biggest rainbow of the day so far. There you have it, beautiful little rainbow trout. Stunning colours on that fish, good condition. Still that bigger fish up in there too, so I just realised that I left all my spare GoPro batteries in my camera bag at the car, so I'm just going to make my way back. I'm not too far from it, it's probably like a 10-15 minute walk. I'll head back to the car, have a bit of a break, and I might just move my car up a little bit to the next spot so it's a bit closer at the end of the day. But I thought as I was walking back, I'll just quickly run through. I mean, if you can hear me, these cicadas are out of control. Definitely gonna have to try that cicada lure later when the sun goes down and the evening session starts. But I thought as I was walking back, I'll just quickly run through the gear I'm using today. So I've got the Shimano Vanford 2500 spin reel. This is a reel I use for the majority of my trout fishing. Absolutely love this reel, it's a cracking reel. If you're thinking about upgrading or spending a little bit of extra cash on a freshwater reel, I can highly recommend it. Absolutely love it. I've got that matched with a Samaki Zing Gen 3 rod. It's a 6'10", which I absolutely love for this kind of water because it allows you to do those little underhand flicks when you're kind of fishing with a lot of cover overhead, a lot of trees and branches overhead. So you can do those little underhand flicks, those little side flicks, little flicks upriver. Make sure you get your lure into every little spot. It's a 1 to 3 kilo rod, so very lightweight, perfect for this kind of small creek fishing. Running some Berkeley Ultracast 8-pound braid on here. It's probably a little bit of overkill, but you do sometimes get some bigger fish up here, so it's nice to have that stopping power to stop fish from going under logs, going under roots, or kind of tangling you up. And then I've got some 10-pound Daiwa fluorocarbon leader. Once again, probably a little bit of overkill. You get away quite easily with 6-pound braid, even 4-pound braid, and kind of 6 to 8-pound leader. But I also use this reel when I'm fishing the Goulburn, so I just run it for both occasions. Out of these, I just run the same line for Goulburn fishing, Acheron River fishing, Rubicon River fishing, wherever I am. 8-pound braid, 10-pound leader seems to do the trick. And that's it. Shimano Vanford 2500 reel, 8-pound Berkeley Ultracast braid, 10-pound Daiwa fluorocarbon leader, and the Samaki Zing Gen 3 6'10", 1 to 3 kilo rod. Absolutely love this combo. So there's a nice spot here. I've got a nice kind of stretch up here, nice run along the bank here, but I've got a branch sticking out a couple of feet into the river, so it's hard for me to get a cast into it. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to cast up and across and then kind of sweep my line under the branch and bring it back down under it. It's a nice way to be able to fish a snag and get your lure through that nice strike zone without getting snagged. Let's see if I can actually pull it off. There we are. And I'm just going to sweep my line under. There you go. So I can actually fish that lure all the way back through all that good looking water without the risk of snagging. So you basically just cast up and around the snag, sweep your line under, and then just bring your lure straight back through. So you're essentially just casting up around it, dropping that line down. That line sinks down under the branches and it brings your lure right where you want it to go, and you don't get snagged up. I was hoping I might pull a fish out of this spot to make it really cool, but no luck so far on this stretch. Beautiful little spot here to fill the water bottle. A little natural water chute. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, missed him. Bugger. Right where I thought a fish should be lurking, right up in that bank, sitting in that shade up there. Alrighty, so I just stopped for a bit of a break, make my way back down to the water now. I've had some lunch, sculled about 3 litres of water, and had a bit of a refresh. Feeling a lot better. Starting to get a bit tired towards the end of that first morning session. The heat's certainly sapping it out of me. I've just changed up my plastic, so I've gone to a little 1-inch striped tiger nymph in black caviar. The reason being, the fishing was getting a little bit quiet, so I'm just going to change it up, try something new. Worst thing you can do when you're not catching fish is just keep pitching the same lures, so I'll give this a go. Also, the fish I was catching this morning had a few hookups where they've lashed onto the end of the plastic, the back tail of those paddle tails. So I'm thinking the smaller plastic with the hook a lot more exposed might increase my strike rate a little bit. Well, that's the plan anyway. So the other beautiful thing about these little nymphs is that they're very easy to fish, especially in a little pocket water like this. You don't really have to do anything with them other than just cast them up and slowly retrieve them. You don't have to work them really, they kind of just bob along the bottom, drop in over boulders and do their thing. Fucking had it. There's a fish on. Just have to wind a bit quicker. Oh, there's a fish. There's a fish. Not a bad brown either. Nice little brown trout for these kind of waters. Beautiful fish. Nice condition on him. Just fell to that little striped tiger nymph. Away he goes. One thing that I love about these little black caviar plastics is just fishing them in these situations where there's not much depth to the water, there's lots of boulders, because with that single hook poking out the top, you can just kind of bounce them along the bottom. Like you can bounce them along structure, you can cast them up over boulders. Similar to what I was doing earlier with the T-tails, you can just fish them down any little run you like because they're so small and they're so light. All you do is keep your rod tip high and you can just bounce that plastic across everything. Now on occasion you will get kind of hung up. Usually you just got to pass over the top of it or be able to reach your rod further than it. You should be able to free yourself. There we go. Pretty sure I just spooked a fish. But regardless of what's happening under the water, ooh, just had a nice follow. Regardless of what's happening under the water, you can just fish them, bounce them. Also, I feel when they bounce along the bottom, they kind of stir up little bits of dirt and dust, so the fish kind of, the trout get alerted, like, oh, what was that? So it kind of gets their attention as well. And it also means you're like, right, look at this bit, right? Just gonna drop it straight over that boulder there, right into the strike zone there. It also means you're putting the plastic down where the fish are lurking, right? It's kind of it's following that natural flow of the stream. So I can cast up there, bring it straight down over the top of that, no problems. Now on occasion, yeah, you do get hung up, but it essentially allows you to fish water that would normally be inaccessible by other lures, right? If I had a hard body on, first of all, if I had a hard body on, I'd struggle to get any kind of action on it in this water. But I can pop it right over the top of that pool, I can pop it right over the top of that boulder there, drop it down, absolutely no problems. It's just a really nice way to fish. All you have to do is keep your rod tip high, make sure you match the speed of the water, and away you go. Ooh, the fish on there. Not big fish. Having a good look at it though. Just not committing. Non-committal fish today. Also had that nice rainbow. Don't usually get bigger rainbows up this way, so nice to see that fish. All in all, yeah, just a great day's fishing. Hot as hell, but I mean the sun was shining all day and I was kind of down by the river, so I felt so much better after that dip too. That refreshing dip I did about halfway through, that was a good choice. That was a great choice. Standout lure of the day, well, probably two lures. It's Berkeley T-tail minnow. They're my go-to trout lure. I love them, and that did the damage early on. I switched to that little strike tiger nymph and black caviar, and that picked up a few fish as well. The fish were kind of mouthing the back of the paddle tail, so switching to that smaller plastic definitely improved my strike rate, that's for sure. So I think I got about 3-4 fish on the T-tail, 3-4 fish on the strike tiger. So all in all, both lures worked well. Busted out that cicada lure. I didn't really get any interest on it, but one day I'm going to catch a trout on that lure. I might have to try it in the Goulburn actually. I think it'll be a bit better on some kind of longer, smoother, deeper water in the Goulburn. Saw plenty of wildlife today. Saw kangaroos, saw a deer, snake. Saw that big dead deer as well. There's actually a foot of a deer over here. I don't know what the hell's killing all these deer, but I'm not going to hang around here too long. So as per usual, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the support. Hope you liked the video. Hope you love the channel. Any questions about any of the fishing I've done today, please drop them down in the comments. Any questions about the gear, the lures, how to target trout in these small streams, please drop them down. Also, if you have any ideas for content, anything you want to see me do, if there's any particular areas of Victoria you want me to go fish, any particular rivers you want me to fish, please let me know. I'll try and accommodate the best I can. And as per usual, yeah, just like, subscribe. Thank you so much for the support, and I'll see you on the next adventure. Cheers.